Little Johnny Cash for you motherfuckers as a remembrance. Maybe you were thinking of doing a line of coke. Now you got to do one. Now you got to commit. Now you got to fucking commit. What's the story, Lee Syatt?
What's the story? The story is that...
What?
I'm about to be fucked up.
Good. You need that shit. You're too uptight, you know.
I'm never uptight.
You fucking sit there, you watch ESPN all day, you believe what they talk about. You got to get your shit together.
Yeah, I love ESPN.
I know. I never seen nothing like that. You just sit there, you watch ESPN fucking in.
Yeah.
And what do they talk about? Stocks and bonds? What do they talk
Always.
about?
The markets. No, football's getting started. I love football. That's all.
You're excited. How many more weeks to football?
I think they only had the first preseason game, so that means 3 more weeks
So
of preseason.
I got a call last weekend.
Okay.
My friend calls me. He goes, hey, it's Griffin's 13th birthday. What are you doing next Tuesday? I go, nothing. He goes, come with us as the family, celebrate Griffin's birthday. I go, where are we going? He goes, Oxnard. The Raiders are playing the Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to go up there. And the baby gets car sick, thank fucking God. Because I would have gone up there like an idiot. Did you see what happened?
No.
There was a fight. In preseason games,
oh, yeah.
two idiots went at it, and the stands, the players, and the people, right? the players. I don't need my daughter to see that.
Have you been to an Oakland game? I heard that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you don't need that in your life.
You don't need it in your life?
No. Listen, LA fucking baseball games, people getting concussions.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the Raiders? They're fucking savages. They're on probation. They don't let you in there unless you're on probation, on parole.
At the Raiders games?
Like you raped your grandmother, something fucking crazy. They don't let normal people to fucking Raider game. You got to show up with a fucking mental health counselor. You got to show up with somebody, a gun. It's fucking ridiculous. You might as well watch that shit at the house. I love the Raiders. I love watching them. I love the tradition. I get it.
Yeah.
But that don't mean you got to go to a fucking game and get stabbed.
Football's not even. I mean, it's fun live, but if you really want to watch the game, I feel like it's better at home because whenever I've been to a game, I'm always looking at the freaking monitor, anyways. But
you know, man, you go, you watch, you get. I love it. I love live performances.
Yeah.
But there's an extreme where you sit there and go, how much longer am I going to keep getting fucked in the ass? I got to pay $200 for a ticket, $22 for a hot dog, a scarf, a picture. Enough. I used to go to games and they were $15 fucking bucks. $2 for a hot dog. You got a diet soda, whatever. It was $3. That's it. Now, you can't even go to a Laker game, man. You can't do anything. I'm taking my uncle to the Dodgers September 22nd. I went to Subway Sandwich, those cocksuckers, and they had some code, and I threw it in, and they charged me double, and it was shitty tickets, but I had already told them, so I was already committed. So what was I going to tell them, Subway sucks dick? No. I ponied up, and I fucking dropped the yardstick and got decent tickets for me and my 74-year-old uncle.
Oh, good.
And I'm going to take him, and I got to sit there for 9 innings because he's Cuban. I can't act like the regular Gentiles in L.A. that go to a game for 6 innings and go, oh, we got to get out of here. Starbucks is closing. You know. God forbid Starbucks closes without you making the last fucking nightcap.
Did you ever go to minor league baseball when you were a kid? I went a couple times, and it's always a ton of fun. And my parents were happier because until I was like 7 or 8, I never made it past like the second inning. Because kids, I was there, it was fun before, and then we sat down and I got bored. But my parents would take us to like, I had a birthday party once at like the AAA game, and it was cheap and it was fun. And when you're a kid, you don't really know the difference. It's still all baseball.
Well, listen, man. You take a kid to a baseball game, after 2 innings, they don't care if Jesus is throwing the fucking ball. They want to run around.
Right.
I wanted to run around. I want to run around Shea Stadium and bother people and throw peanuts. Just saying, you only come back to pick up $2 more. Let me get $2 more. You come back and get $2 more and you run for fucking. Your parents get upset, but that's what those things are for. I used to like to go to my parents with the Aqueduct racetrack in New York because there was a bunch of kids playing two-hand touch football every time you went, so you just said goodbye. See you on the way out. I'll be out here playing two-hand touch football with these animals from fucking the Bronx.
That sounds like fun.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
So what else? That's all you got from me? You have a plateau at the gym. What's going on? You came in here like fucking all depressed.
Well, because when you start losing weight, you like seeing the numbers going down, and I've been doing good, but I don't know what it is. I've been at this little plateau, and I told you I haven't been shitting at all. Sorry for the girls out there. But I got someone said probiotics help that, so I'm trying to do that. And then
you're all backed up, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Killed Elvis.
This gummy will help you out.
No,
don't push, because that'll fucking kill you. Don't push, don't do nothing. Tonight you stop at CVS and just ask them, I want the shit that sends out everything, that kills all the animals.
Steve Simone said there's something called like a psyllium fiber or something you can buy that's really good.
What can he take?
Shows, man.
And what does he do? Oh, he drinks and mixes it with water and it pushes everything out. But you might have to stick a finger up your muffler and loosen stuff. You might have that fucking hummus. It's that hummus.
It's not the hummus.
Fuck you and that fucking hummus.
Hummus is delicious.
Those fucking Arabians, they make that shit so when you drink it with Coca-Cola, it tightens up in your asshole. That's the plan to fucking kill us, cocksuckers.
Yeah.
You can only have one, diet or hummus.
That's right. I don't eat that shit. That's why. That's why you're clogged up. Think of what that shit is. It's fucking spackle. It's Arabian fucking spackle.
It's veggies.
That's what they use on the huts. They know fucking. That's what they tell you. And these fucking people jump up and down like a bunch of fucking mutts. That's what you gotta stop that shit. That's why you're backed up.
Maybe, who knows?
That's all fucking hummus stout and those chickpeas and that fucking toenails. Whatever they put in that shit. Disgusting. What's happening? L.A. Hottenany in the motherfucking house.
Howdy.
We happy to be here.
Todd and my main man, fucking whatever his name is.
I'm not going to tell you.
The Greek, Papadakis. What's happening, fellas?
Dude, we're around. Thought we'd come in. We're playing this weekend.
Right up the street from you.
I know, right at the Federal. I love it.
It's
Nice
a good
little
bar.
fucking place. Fuck yeah.
They got a
good
great sound system.
Yeah, they got a great sound. And you guys go upstairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got a nice salad, a couple cocktails. There's always a couple hoes hanging out in front.
Yeah.
So Saturday night, you're sitting there. You don't want to watch Shark Tank. Fuck it. Get a Quaalude. Go down to the Federal. Sling some dick. Take a chance. Columbus did.
Where do you get a Quaalude?
You
these
can't.
days?
You got to go to fucking these weird neighborhoods.
They don't have them on
70s you have to go
Craigslist.
to.
No,
You have to
they
go to
don't.
the 70s.
You gotta go to the 70s and shit. You gotta go back to. I got one at the house, but it's like a half a dud. Somebody gave them to me in San Jose. So one night I was home and I cracked the half, like the skin popped, and nothing happened. I popped the other half. I don't know what happened.
Is it still called a Quaalude, or have they changed the name to?
They changed the name of everything. Like I went to the doctor. I'm having surgery on the 26th. He gave me a prescription for Vicodins. He goes, they're not Vicodins no more. They call them Norcos now.
Uh-huh.
What's the fucking difference? I'm gonna be backed up like Lee for 3 fucking days. Those things are the worst. I don't know how people get addicted to Vicodins. So
Codeine and Tylenol.
holy shit, those things.
Codeine's great.
That's what's backing you up.
But no, I don't.
I put codeine in the fucking hummus.
I only did it when it was when I got bronchitis from smoking hash at your house,
That's right.
and they gave me codeine, and like I could see why people liked it because it was amazing.
What happened there?
It's just like kind of like a warmer weed, but then you're still kind of conscious. You can still walk around.
You sure?
Yeah, and I didn't even take that much. I just took the.
Did you drink it?
Yeah, it's
You
like
smoke
a
no cigarettes with it?
How do you smoke? No, it's a
You drink
liquid.
some codeine, you smoke some cigarettes, you're off and running, Jack. That's what the old Puerto Ricans did.
I don't smoke.
You're doing jumping jacks, you're hallucinating.
Yeah, that's... God, this is
Remember,
a
that's what they
level
used to do. They used to do all that shit in the 70s with the fucking codeine. You went to the dentist, whatever.
Yeah.
You drank it, you smoked something, the next thing you know, you were seeing Martians. I don't fucking know. I wasn't a codeine person. I don't know.
There wasn't even any UFOs in the 70s, all that Project Blue shit.
But
Jack and
codeine,
stuff was
get
all-
closer to the microphone.
I'm sorry.
Nick, I want to
Project
hear you.
Blue Book.
Now, what's in NyQuil?
I don't know.
Alcohol's in NyQuil. But there's
Yeah,
something else
pretty
in NyQuil.
much.
Tussin, I think, is Robitussin's the
That's
big
what
one.
the rappers like in Houston we were talking
Yeah.
about. The chopped and screwed style that
Right.
slowed down.
That's right.
Syrup. That stuff
Crunk
that started
syrup.
in Houston.
That's
Am I right?
right.
Some people may claim otherwise, but I always read that it started.
Now,
in
what
Houston.
is that in that exactly? It's like
Third word.
Robitussin and fucking grape Kool-Aid, some fucking shit they mix and they get fucked
Isn't
up.
it codeine and just soda or whatever juice you want to use?
I don't know, but I know I got friends that are addicts and stuff, and they've had a problem with that stuff too. They'll get addicted to
Yeah,
it.
no
Spend
shit.
money on NyQuil. Yeah,
No, I've had friends that got hooked on NyQuil.
yeah.
That's
But
It's
if you
scary.
use CVS, they get a lot of discounts. So
Robo tripping, we called it, or Tussin, Robitussin
Tussin.
tripping. Yeah.
I never got into that shit. The craziest thing I did, my friend had a funeral parlor. We did the joint and the formaldehyde. You let
Yeah.
it dry for 3
Amp.
days. It's fucking tremendous. Tremendous.
there's levels and levels going on here that I'm not even...
Nah, you're a decent
Nick's a spiritual person. He's a martial artist, and he doesn't put toxins into his body.
Nick, we met at VMAC
Yep.
in the jiu-jitsu class. And,
Valley Martial Arts
Valley
Center.
Martial Arts Center. We hit the Tuesday and Thursday class, and we hit it off. And Nick is also part of Dog Brothers.
Yes, I am.
And explain what Dog Brothers is.
It comes out of a group, martial arts system called Kali or Arnis or Eskrima. It's basically stick fighting, or comes from the Philippines. And
Move up. I want the people to hear you.
so basically, it's a Filipino martial art based on like a lot of people see it because it's stick fighting, but in the old world it was machete fighting and stuff. But it's become somewhat of a sport in America. But the Dog Brothers are known for sort of kind of raising it up a little bit. Kind of we do full contact fighting. We kind of do
with those sticks.
Yeah, we do like the
Holy
UFC.
shit.
Except
Take a look at his hands. I mean, hold them up to those little cameras.
Yeah, we got him.
He's got some
Call me
knuckles.
Knuckles.
Yeah.
I got no knuckles actually
Oh my
anymore.
God.
But it's basically like the UFC, except we use sticks, and then we wear a light fencing mask, like the old kind, where you can kind of press it. It looks like a screen door, and we use very light hockey gloves or street hockey gloves or goalie gloves from soccer.
Can they hit you in the head?
Yeah, the point is to either knock them out, submit them, or whatever. But it has, if you watch it and you don't know about it, it seems pretty rough because it is. But the idea is that we're trying to push each other. It's like a tribal mentality. We're trying to push each other to be better.
Do you use like foam sticks during practice or something?
Yeah, when everyday practice, you might use a foam stick or what we call no wind sparring, where you don't make the stick move so fast.
Oh my God.
And there's lots of drills and stuff to practice because they used to practice with machetes out in the field. Maybe put the cover on and practice. So
Holy shit.
yeah, it was like it's kind of like it's kind of something, an art that like a farm worker might use in the Philippines because they settled a lot of their scores and family disputes with machetes.
Now, what's really weird that I didn't know about this, I'm like everybody else in America. You think that Kung Fu, China, and all that stuff, but there's a whole system in Hawaii, and there's a whole system in the Philippines. It's very interesting because there's like forms of Kempo in Hawaii that their roots come from the Philippines, and they mix it. And remember we were discussing that, like the Kempo I was studying, the guy wanted you to learn it with a knife first, the move, then a stick, then your fist, or your fist, the knife, long distance, short distance. You did the exact same move, only one with a knife, one with a stick. So this is all like ancient Philippines created, like what's that, Kaja Kembo?
Kaja Kembo was made by, I think,
Hawaiians to fight the Americans when the soldiers would come down and bully them at bars.
Jesus.
So they devised this system like karate, judo.
I think there's the whole name is split up of an acronym, but I don't know the full thing because a friend of mine's really high up in Kaja Kembo, but they were basically some bruiser guys, and they basically had a think tank and took the best from all their styles and came up with this sort of ass-kicking kung fu karate of Hawaii called Kaja Kembo.
Now, when I was young, I did Taekwondo, and the master, I guess, had like a long, thin stick.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something like part of your thing, or is it just the short sticks that you brought?
The long, thin sticks, I think, are just for like being a jerk and kind of slapping you on the legs and like changing your stance. I mean, we do because supposedly thinner sticks are more like a blade or something, but really what we use now is a stick. It used to be for training, but we use a stick that'll knock you out. Like you want a heavy piece of rattan, and we are trying to knock each other out. We go for about 3 minutes. The Dog Brothers were one of the first sort of other groups besides Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to incorporate Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or grappling. They were doing it. They incorporated it with the Machados into their stick fighting system before the UFC even came out. So I think around 1988, I believe. So they were training in the garage with the Machados and the Gracies too. So
it's pretty interesting how
Because it's so violent. It's so violent in the UFC, even with an elbow. I can't imagine.
getting hit in the head with a fucking stick.
Yeah.
That's a party.
Wait, you're trying to knock each other out, but you have a helmet on.
yes.
So you're going to hit someone hard enough on the head to deliver a concussive blow that's going to knock someone down.
Yes.
But not in class.
Not in class.
Not in
This is
class.
what we have like twice a year. We have what's called the Gathering of the Pack, where we come out and different schools can come and we fight for 3 minutes. It's like a fight day, but it has, like I said, elements of a tribe. Like it would be like kind of preparing for it's kind of like Burning Man or like preparing for a battle. You see like tribes getting ready and getting worked up, but it really is about bettering ourselves. It's not about beating people down. Sometimes in like not the UFC so much, but like lower end cage fights. It's this kind of attitude of like destroy them or beat them down or I beat you, man. And the sportsmanship or the sort of tribal aspects aren't there. So it's very. I've been in martial arts my whole life. I've been to tournaments, things like that, but I've never been to anything like this because we're so far into the adrenal state, meaning like it's real. Like you think you're gonna die, and you're like, I shouldn't walk out onto this mat, but you do. And if you do, and you're done, by the time you get done, you feel closer to that person, even though they're trying to knock your block off. That you're like, you kind of understand the other person. It's a very strange thing.
All the martial arts give you a type of spiritual essence in a way. They say that in Brazil, jiu-jitsu, they play jiu-jitsu with the lights off or blindfolded just by feeling and, under the light, under the moon, whatever the fuck, And when you're doing forms, sometimes you go into a different state, you're breathing. Also happens with yoga. Sometimes you go to yoga and just your breathing takes you to that different, they say it opens up your chakras, as they say,
Absolutely, gets you in the alpha state.
Gets you in the alpha state. So there's a runner's high, correct? I mean, they speak about a runner's high. So I think that's why working out at any level is always so great for you. At any level, just breathing with the oxygen going to all your, whether it's sticks, sidekicks for Jesus, walking to In-N-Out Burger, whatever the fuck you're into. It always, I remember living in New York, and in New York you have to fucking walk. And after a while you start to hate it, but it's quicker. You don't have $5 for a cab, you don't have this, you just walk it. So after a while, you get a Walkman, whatever the fuck, an iPod. When I was walking around New York, it was a Walkman. And then after a while you decide, this walk would be a little better if I smoked the fucking number. And all of a sudden you're listening to the Almonds live. And after Sweet Melissa, tell me you don't go into a fucking heavenly fucking state. That you have to, a car has to almost cut you off for you to go, what the fuck is this? That is the patois of all that shit, So I understand where he's coming from. I understand that once somebody's trying to hit you in the head and we're shaking hands, it does let you know about the other person. So you see a different side of that person,
Oh, I know, and try I get. It was always very not spiritual, but like they were always very. When I would go there, they'd say like this isn't to go fight. It was always very nice. It's just it's like this is one of the more violent ones I've ever heard of. But it sounds cool.
We're gonna get you done. I'm gonna hit you with that fucking stick 15 times, cocksucker.
We can
Todd,
do it.
any martial arts for you growing up in H-Town? Did you grow up in H-Town?
I grew up north of Houston in a town called Humble. No, I never really did any. I played baseball and soccer and basketball and stuff.
Same shit,
We're really against H's in Houston and Humble. We don't pronounce them.
So,
The silent H? Oh.
Houston.
So Humboldt is how far from Houston?
Oh, it's, I don't know, 15 miles north. It's
I
just
did comedy there.
in Humble?
In Humboldt. It's a fucked up place, right?
There's no comedy club there.
There's no comedy club. It's a bar.
Okay.
There was one bar, and we did it with this kid that was fucking crazy. And you did comedy in front of the door. So basically, when people walked in, you had to move out of the way. You understand me? Only in Texas.
Was this a paid gig or did
Yeah,
you
yeah, $50. It was like once a month they did it. It was a fucking horror show. Listen, in music, you do horror shows in the beginning, and in comedy, you do fucking horror shows in the beginning. That's just part of it.
Yeah, sure.
And this was one of those, hey man, you're busy tonight and you're out of town. I don't live in Houston. I'm in Houston, so when I'm in Houston chilling, anybody who comes to me with a 50, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
In those days, let's go. That's just another half gram of blow. Yeah. What the fuck do I care? And I go do the, and I learned. I went through all those places, Pasadena, Beaumont. I used to love fucking Beaumont. I OD'd in Beaumont. I ate Valium for 3 days. Oh my God. Fucking tremendous with some little broad, I'm telling you. Right there in the Papadakis, all that whole area was my fucking little drug kingdom there. Right there.
There was a lot of drugs in Houston, actually.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Especially in high school and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, like X was big and...
Right, yeah. It was big. When I first started, first time I went to Houston was 1998. But the first time I had ever learned about Houston was Monday Night Football, when Earl Campbell would play. And me and my boys would get on the phone and go, wait a second, fuck the Pittsburgh Steelers. do you see what these crazy motherfuckers with cowboy hats are doing in Houston? And next thing you know, we became Earl Campbell fans. And I would always go, I want to go to Houston. And then I became a Houston Rocket fan when they had Moses Malone. That's how deep I go back into Houston. When they had Moses fucking Malone, and in the 8th grade, me and Chucky McBreen, who's called into this fucking show, and Whitey O'Donnell took a bus from Jersey to fucking Piscataway, and it would take you into New York City. You had to switch buses. We told our moms we were going we're going down the corner to the church. We went to and Moses, that's when it used to be real. This guy scored 31 points and had 19 rebounds. It was like a bad night.
Wow.
That's when he was a savage. Before then, Akeem came, and then I became in love with them again. But then I went down to do comedy, and I was done. 1998, the first time I walked in there with Bobby Slayton at the last stop on West Gray. Wow. I was done. Guys, I was done. This was the Kennison thing. I just read the book 2 weeks ago. I read My Brother Sam. I read it over again. And those first 2 chapters are just about Houston and them walking to go hang out outside a Mexican restaurant with ZZ Top. Used to eat at. I get tears in my fucking eyes. Who walks to hang out at a restaurant where ZZ Top used to hang out? Some Mexican joint. And I've seen Billy Gibbons in town. I had a not the Chewies, but there's another like tamale chain.
Oh no, he likes
Berry Hill,
the one on Sunset, right by the
Compadre.
Yeah, that's
Compadre,
sure.
yeah.
The food is horrible, but the cocaine is tremendous. You know what I'm saying? They fucking. I seen Quentin Tarantino get fucking caught. He was crawling out of there one night like they knocked him out. His little feet were dragging on the floor. They just threw him in a car and shit. Back when I was snorting blow, I would beat Lindsay Lohan. That was the game. Who could beat Lindsay Lohan? I used to see her there at 4 in the afternoon. Cock, sucker, you got me by 30 minutes. You fucking El Compadre. That's why I saw Billy Gibbons with not a Chewy's hat, but a Berry Hill hat. Berry Hill is another tamale place in Houston that has a really good lemonade or like some type of limeade or something. Chewy's has the margaritas. Yeah. They have the Elvis chicken on Wednesday. And on Mondays, they got the sour cream chicken motherfucking enchiladas. Who the fuck do you think you're dealing with? And
are we in Austin now? Is that
we're Austin and Houston.
Well, we're moving, yeah.
We don't fuck around here. We're going, Chewy's is in Austin and in Houston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have them in both of them.
I was more of a Papacitos man in Houston.
I'm a Papacitos man myself. And in Austin, too.
That's a whole family. They got Papa's restaurant, Papa Do's. The like Cajun place, Papacitos. There's an Italian one, too, right?
Yeah, is that Papa's Seafood?
Are you related to those Papadakis?
No, there's all kinds of crazy Papas in Houston.
Well, we were friends.
James Coney Island is a Papadakis.
That was a Papadakis restaurant.
Papadakis. But what's the Greek chain down in Houston? He owns one on West Gray.
There's one called the Great Greek.
Yeah, the Great Greek, and it's the same guys as on Ventura too.
What the fuck is that? Because the kid got into comedy, and we would go to his father's restaurant. His father had 3 Greek restaurants. That's why he used to get the cheese omelet with the steak fries. But at the main one, there was this old man that had no patience for nobody in Houston, Texas. He had like the patience of a New Yorker, and people would come in and he'd give you a menu. And I remember one day I was sitting there, and he liked me because he used to start talking about politics, and I would let him roll. When people start talking about politics and they're knowledgeable, but they're at that dementia stage, just let them fucking roll. Just let them roll. Don't argue with them. He was talking about the Mormons, how they own Coca-Cola, and they fucking were trying to buy Houston, but the guy that shot the gun in Houston at the fuck. I mean, it was crazy. This was deep. But one day he's sitting there, and some lady's like, I don't know if they get the eggs or the omelet. He goes, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Make up your fucking mind. I swear to God. And after that, I went in there every fucking time I was in. I forget the fucking kid's name. But Houston just had this weird
I bet it ends in an S.
Yeah.
All great names in an S.
Yeah.
Papas. And they used to have the cheese dip.
Papadopoulos?
No.
Costas?
Savalas?
Koutsakis. That was my friends.
Yeah.
Now, I used to run with Greece in New York. Helen Aramides, her father owns the gyro stuff on 42nd Street in Madison. So next time you're in New York and you're on 42nd Street, it's around the corner. That's the. You never know. What the fuck, people? You might be in New York.
This friend of mine, just to go back to Billy Gibbons, he wrote for Guitar Player magazine, and he got to interview him. And he went to go interview him, and he goes, "You want to get some like Mexican food first?" And he got to go to this Mexican food place with Billy Gibbons, which is like, like going to, I don't know, going to Israel with Jesus or something. But then they ended up, you want to continue this interview at a titty bar? And he's like, okay. So he goes to this titty bar with Billy Gibbons, and he's sitting there, and he's so nervous, just like you would be hanging with Paul McCartney or something. And like Billy Gibbons reaches over and goes, "What kind of titties you like?" And the guy didn't have any answer. He was like, he could have said anything, but he just like froze up because it was Billy Gibbons. But
well, what do you do? What do you do when Billy Gibbons asks you fucking questions?
I'm not sure who he is.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You might have to run around. Where's the stick? Let's start hitting them right now.
I know.
Did you get into music in Houston?
Not really. I got into music in Austin more so, and I did a lot of theater, and we did these punk rock plays. And then when you go to Austin for college, they kind of give you a guitar as you cross into the city limits. So you pick it up and you learn rock and roll, but it's too hard. And you learn that country's a hell of a lot easier. And it's the stuff I was listening to. My parents were listening to all growing up. So it's easier stuff to play and easier to accompany yourself. So you just kind of move into that, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I started with punk rock, which is the same as country. It's just the same stuff, but
Did
faster.
you really start in punk rock?
Pretty much, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, I was metal, and then I kind of like...
What kind of metal?
Like Iron Maiden and Judas Priest.
Come on.
Yeah, that was like my jam when I was like in 5th or 6th grade. And then it moved into like...
Rat Child, the first 2 albums of Tony Diano.
Well, I came in at around with like Number of the Beast.
Okay. So
and then
how about Priest?
Electric Eye, Screaming for Vengeance.
Screaming for the Helmet.
And then I kind of went backwards and then got into like Green Man Lynchie and all that.
How good is that shit?
It's still great.
How great is the Judas Priest live? Do you like that, Todd?
I like some Iron Maiden every now and then. But yeah, I like it when it's on the radio, but I never went too deep into it. Yeah.
Judas Priest, I think, was my band for that stuff. But then I immediately got into... And I couldn't play it. That was another problem. So then I kind of got into like R.E.M. and U2 and the Smiths and that stuff.
It was amazing. I didn't know who the fuck Judas Priest was. I had no idea. I liked Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Well, Black Sabbath, of course.
I grew up, 15 minutes from Madison Square Garden, so it was $15 and under.
Yeah.
$7, you sat in the nosebleeds and you ran down. I went to see Yes every year. I went to see all these bands. And at some point,
great.
Yeah, Yes was great back then. I went to see Yes so many times that towards the end we started moving backwards. Like it was just a horror show. And these were the days where the economy or something was different, because when Yes came to town, they did 4 nights at the Garden, 3 nights at the Nassau Coliseum, 2 nights in Asbury Park, which is basically, 10 nights in the same area. If you really, so that means it was booming,
Yeah.
So I remember the first time I even heard of Judas, I never even knew any of their songs, and I was in a detention type class where you have to sit there from 3 to 4, and some kid goes, "You ever hear this Unleashed in the East?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, really?" And I brought it home, and it fucking killed me. It just killed me. And I was like, where the fuck are these guys from? And he goes, Saturday night, they're playing at the Palladium. Going to see somebody at the Palladium was like going to Lemley. It's like going to the Lemley fucking theater. And I go, how much are the tickets? Like $12.50. And I had nobody to go with. Like everybody chickened out on me, and I had nobody walk to like this music store, Things from England it was called, in northern New Jersey. And they would sell you like every album but the Australian version.
Imports.
And imports.
Yeah.
It's still there. This store is still and I'm the only idiot that went and bought. And it was the coldest night ever. And I had to take a bus from Boulevard East to the city and walk to the Palladium and take a train. And when I got there, he came out with a fucking whip. And that's the first time I realized he was gay, but I wasn't going to say nothing. I didn't give a fuck if he was gay.
You were in on the secret?
I didn't give a fuck. He came out with a whip, and then they came out with motorcycles at the end, and he came out with a motorcycle and a fucking whip, and people were going nuts. And I'm like, look at this savagery. And I had no drugs. I had maybe smoked a joint by myself. And I remember I walked home like I was so blown apart by Judas Priest, because it was a small place.
Yeah. And
that was November 29th, 1979. I was a sophomore in high school. And then they came back that June, and they did 5 nights at the Palladium. And I went all 5 nights for British Steel. I was going to kill myself. Like by nightfall.
British Steel is a great album.
And these are great shit. I was very fortunate. I got to see all those type bands growing up.
For $15. right.
$12.50.
$12.50.
Okay, let's pretend you bought a ticket to go see the Knicks on Tuesday night with Dad. On the way out, you go, Dad, can I have the tickets to save them? Oh yeah, son. Fuck you. You cut those things. First of all, they're gonna take a ticket and basically rip it in half and give it to you. That's your memento. It'll say row 15, aisle 6, seat number 4. You do is, let's say it's a good ticket. Let's say it's a red ticket to the Garden. You don't give a fuck. You come back the next week with that ripped stub, and you put a Finn Stillaroo into that motherfucker. And the old man, and now I'm showing up with 10 deep. So he's counting 10 motherfuckers thinking this is 50 yards. This is $50 right here. I don't give a fuck. You just stub your way in. That's called stubbing your way in. You went upstairs and you mind your business. If there were seats down below, you walk down there like a gentleman. But it was not. You didn't sit in nobody's seat. You didn't cause no fucking stirs.
No, you can't.
And we used to I went to see Michael Jackson on a fucking stud. I went to see the Sixers against the New York Knicks Christmas Day with a fucking stub. How old school am I? Sorry about the earthquake.
Serious.
Why not?
I think it would be better to see it having done that. You're in.
Now they scan everything.
No. Yeah.
Digital age.
Now they got
everything.
you. Now they got you. I went to see Tom Petty. I went to see some great music growing up.
What was the first concert you ever saw?
What'd you go see?
Billy Idol.
Damn.
At Astroworld.
How about you, my brother?
The first concert I saw was Casey and the Sunshine Band at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Can you believe that? How about you, Lisa?
I have a stupid one.
Well, it can't be worse than Casey and the Sunshine fucking
I think
Band.
it might be. My dad got tickets from work, and he took my mom, my brother, and we went and saw Janet Jackson at the Fleet Center.
Well, you jumped around,
But what do you guys think? Because I like music, but it's not a huge part of my life. Whenever I end up going to a concert or even a musical, it's not always the best audio wise. It's not even. Sometimes it isn't a great experience. What do you guys think? Do you enjoy that more? Or do you enjoy listening to an album? Because sometimes you can't even hear what they're saying. Do you enjoy the music more? Is it different or?
I mean, if a performer is a good live performer, yeah, I prefer that. I mean, the Grateful Dead sounds like shit. Their studio records, but I've been to a few Grateful Dead shows, and it's a completely different thing. I mean, it's I don't know why all these hippies are dancing like weird, dreadlocked white people, but once you get there, you can't help but do it too. It's there,
Yeah, I definitely like the spectacle. Even if it's bad, I like the spectacle, whatever it is. If it's good or bad,
I love the live performance, guys. I love the live performance. And you know what? Guess what? I'm the type of guy, even as a young man, I knew something fucked up was going to happen. Let's just recover from there, and let's rock it from that point. Mm-hmm. I went to see Aerosmith as a young man, and they were possibly the worst live concert I had ever gone to see.
Really?
Whether they were high, the sound was bad, the guy couldn't fucking sing. I saw him in '77. They were done. 2 or 3 years after Rocks, they were fucking done. And then they all broke up, and then I went to see. Then I got suckered again. I went to see the Joe Perry Project open up for Heart at the Radio City Music Hall. Oh God, talk about bad music. And then I got suckered again. I went to see Aerosmith at the Soap Factory, which is possibly the Federal. It's that small as the Federal.
Yeah.
Fucking Aerosmith at the Federal with the singer and there were two people left, because the one guy left with Ted Nugent's guy, Scott St. Holmes, and they went and formed the band. Nobody remembers that shit. That's where Scott St. Holmes went. That's why he didn't fight after Stranglehold. What do you think happened to Ted Nugent? He stopped singing. That was fucking what's his name, and then he left with him, and somebody else left, and that was the end of Aerosmith. And I remember that he came out and he threw a joint at somebody, and somebody grabbed him and punched him, and he had to run off the stage at the Soap Factory, and that was it. Then they came back with this Walk This Way, and everybody was happy and jumping up and down, and they're back on iTunes. And
yeah, Lightning Strikes, wasn't that an Aerosmith? Their first video.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah,
brutal.
Yeah, but they really came back when
back.
Run DMC did Walk This Way.
Run DMC saves everybody.
Jesus Christ.
I'm kind of interested, and it's a little bit off topic, but for fans of podcasts, we kind of have figured out the comedy business. You start open mic, then you'll host a show, you'll be a feature headliner. How does that process work for people in bands? Because there's comedy clubs, and there's going to be a new comic there. I don't know. Do you tour to just bars? What's that like?
Well, we've been doing this just as kind of a friends getting together, and I guess we're getting people to coming out. So we've kind of plateaued on a level that we're comfortable at. We're not taking the show on the road. Mainly, I mean, I work as an actor. Mainly, I've been working on a television show for the last 7 years. So we haven't been able to tour, and I don't want to be one of those actors that has a fucking band, because I don't want to see Kevin Bacon's band or Russell Crowe's band or anything like that. I'm sure they're great. I'm not going to care. Kevin Costner's band, can you imagine going to sit through that?
Dennis Quaid has a band.
Dennis Quaid, fucking Billy Bob Thornton.
He got like Rosamo.
Does he have a band?
No,
too?
but fuck it, he might as well.
John Stamos, he's a drummer.
He's playing drums for the
good.
Beach Boys right now. John Stamos is. Okay,
the best
Stamos gets a pass. But
who's the best actor musician?
Actor first, then musician.
Actor first.
It would be.
What about Steve Martin?
Oh,
Hey.
How's his banjo?
Yeah, but that was part of his comedy act before he became a big movie star.
But now he's a Grammy-winning bluegrass guy.
Yeah, and he can really play that banjo.
Who would be the best, though? I think probably Billy Bob, right?
I don't know. I heard his stuff. It bothered me. It pissed me off when he went
Jones?
to the
fucking guy from Baywatch.
Yeah.
Hasselhoff.
He's big in Germany. He's
Everybody
singing.
loves him.
He's fucking playing the drums. He's doing solos. He's like John Bonham.
My friend said that hate crimes and David Hasselhoff are connected, because in Germany, when they started having hate crimes, it was when David Hasselhoff was coming up. So I don't know, connection?
Fucking poor David Hasselhoff. He's at home right now counting 20s.
Wish I had his hair.
He's counting fucking 20s from now to the end of time. So you guys play every weekend? I mean, the process that Lee was looking for is, it's true, Lee, sometimes there's, when you start in Michigan, you'll go to a comedy club one night and there's a guy up there destroying the place. Destroying the fucking place. And you're like, Jesus Christ, who is this guy? You know, I've been doing comedy 15 years. How come I never heard of him? And he gets off the stage and you go back there and you're like, hey man, Joey Diaz lived in LA. That was tremendous, man. How come I never heard of you? And the guy's like, I got 4 kids. My wife's a teacher, my family's here. I fucking hate the sun. And you're like, have you ever considered going to LA? And he's like, for what? I got 4 kids. I'm content with who I am. And you leave there blown away. But then after you think about it, you go, that guy's happier than I am.
Yeah.
You know, he knows who the fuck he is. He's fine with it. He knows this is what it is. It's a weekend gig for him. And there's a guy, particularly in Chicago, Mike Toomey. That's a guy that's a killer. So much as a killer that one night Kennison was coming into a club and they told him, as soon as Sam walks in, you have to get off. And Sam walked in. He kept seeing Sam. And he kept saying, when is he going to give me the light? And when he got off, Sam offered him. He goes, I've never seen nothing like that. A guy killed clean. He destroys clean. I mean, fucking destroys. Like, just boom, like grenades go off. Now he works for a radio station. He's older. I'm 51. He's got to be 54 or something, you know. But he was comfortable. And that's always great to see. That's the other side of music. You know, I know that you do your martial arts, you do 19 fucking things, don't you?
Yeah.
You fucking consult on a show, you're in the Navy, you fucking search people at the airport. This guy's a savage. He goes to jiu-jitsu, you know, I mean, so sometimes people know where they're at, that's it. And that's a great place to be. Before podcasting, I swear to God, guys, listen, I love, when I came out here, I just wanted to do stand-up comedy. But then your manager says, hey, man, there's these movies. You want to do some movies? And you go to these auditions and shit. And after a while, again, even with acting, you see it for what it is. You know what you want to do. And sometimes people call you up and you're like, I'm not going downtown at 4:15 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable. That's not going to change my life. I already got level 2 insurance. I'm good to go till
Right.
July. You know, I mean... and that's, you know, there's people that you see, you ever go out and you see people that are open-nosed, like their fucking noses are open, and they're like fucking foaming from the mouth, like I'm gonna be a fucking star, and you see them on Facebook, and they do this shit, and after a while you're like, really? All this at the end for what? For what? You're going all out, killing yourself, for what? I remember fucking moving here and wanted to do everything. People would call you and you yes them, and now you're there at 2 a.m. sitting on the fucking back of a car with tomato juice on your fucking face, waiting for the bar to close. because that's the only way they can shoot the scene. And then you get to the premiere they're going to have is at Club 716 on Sunset, where you got to bring your own fucking popcorn. It's not even a real Hollywood premiere. And they got some post up with pictures from some. It's fucking embarrassing. Like, you could have stayed home. It's not how many Puerto Ricans you shoot. It's who you fucking shoot, Lee. Look at the size of Lee. Look at the size of your eyeballs. They're done. You got to stop getting high, Lee.
That's what I said.
So I love that. I love that concept.
No,
This is a hobby. Like, this is like just two guys. Now, how many people are in El I'm sorry.
At full strength, there's 12 of us.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's a collective.
So, and you guys take the envelope at the end of the night, chop it up 12 ways?
No, we pay everybody at Christmas time.
Do you really?
Christmas time. We hold up the money. Yeah.
Good for you.
Everybody gets a few $100 at Christmas time. Yeah.
And what we can say about the band is, for the most part, no one puts any money out to be in the band. If you've ever been in bands before, you're always putting money out.
Yeah.
Now, how did the idea come about like this? It just guys get together?
Me and a couple buddies, we used to meet at this Cajun restaurant. They called it a Cajun restaurant. The food wasn't that good, but they had an upright piano in the back, and they give us a beer special, and we could smoke cigarettes and bring our instruments around the piano. We had a piano player and guitar players and banjo. Guy plays a wash tub bass in our band. He's made a bass with one string out of a wash tub. And so we just started playing at that place, and we kind of kept them alive for a few more months, and then they closed down. So we found another place. So we just kind of moved around, with the basis being we were looking for places that kind of had Southern food, because we were all Southern boys. And we were just looking places in LA where we could meet once a week and drink and play and have our friends come out. And we started getting better. And then so we started playing some clubs and venues, and now the Federal likes us, and we love being there. It's they have a great sound system. They're really nice to us. They feed us. They pay us. We get to take part of the door, and we get a few drinks.
Yeah.
And
we were the Thursday house band, I guess you could say, at Villain's Tavern for like 3 years.
Yeah, it's this downtown place. The bar's done now. I don't want to speak out against them because they started being nice to us again. But I'm tired of them waiting 25 minutes to get a drink because they're mashing some hipster's blueberries.
I just want an IPA, for God's sake.
Yeah. Serving a mason jar. And it's just like,
it's amazing what you go through. And it's amazing what you start saying no to and yes to.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing what you start saying yes to and no to, because you know what you could tolerate after a while.
Yeah.
You know what you could tolerate after a while. It's the same with comedy. I could never imagine being in a band where, Guns N' Roses, 5 guys, they all have to agree on the same thing every fucking day of the week. That's never going to happen. And that's why, that's never going to fucking happen. But you guys, people come and go, or no, it's the same 12 guys?
It's been pretty much the same. We just haven't fired anybody. Okay. If somebody wants to go, they can.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If someone can't make it, we still play.
We still got enough people.
We have a backup.
We can't do it without our drummer. It's hard to do it without the drummer.
And how many nights a week do you rehearse?
We don't rehearse.
Our gigs are our rehearsals.
Your gigs are your rehearsals.
We play for 3 hours each gig.
We're like the P-Funk of country music. You can't get us off stage, basically.
Yeah. And now, you guys ever go to Austin and perform?
Haven't yet. We have a couple invitations. Like I said, I've been working on a television show, and now that show's over, it was called True Blood. And now that show's over, I have all this time on my hands.
Is it officially over?
It's over, yeah. There's a few more episodes left. But, I'd certainly like to jump into another television show.
How was it working on True Blood?
It was great, man. It was a great job. I got some...
it's really popular. I'm just not into... I'm scared of fucking vampires.
I didn't care about it when I started, and vampires not my favorite type of fiction to read or anything like that. But I didn't play a vampire. I played a veteran with PTSD. And that's kind of how Nick and I got a little bit closer, because Nick's was in the Navy, and he knows his martial arts, and I don't know how to fight at all. And I came to him and I said, "Hey, Nick, can you toughen me up? At least make me look like I know how to fight." And he would help me and teach me how to move a little bit better. Yeah.
Nick, so you've done a variety of martial arts. What did you start first?
Karate up at the front of the subdivision, where I grew up. They were giving away like Chinese stars if you signed up, or like a rubber chucks or something. So I started there. And it was actually pretty cool because my instructor was pretty open-minded. He did kung fu and karate and Japanese jiu-jitsu. So he's kind of like, back then it was kind of a mixed martial art, so not like we think of today. But then this Filipino guy came through and did it. A couple of them did a demo at one of the karate tournaments, and they had a real knife, and they were trying to stab each other with it. And they would do these demos with it, and I just was blown away. Cause
you grew up here.
This was in Houston, actually.
Houston, okay.
Around 1980.
Wow, Filipinos
Yeah.
in Houston in 1980.
I know.
That's amazing.
Well, they called them Mexicans, but...
Right, they just mingled.
Yeah, exactly. But we actually had a big Vietnamese community in Houston.
There's a huge Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was hooked. I was still doing the karate, but they would, like one night a week or something, they'd do Filipino stuff, and I just loved it. I would drive all over Texas because there wasn't the internet back then where you could just YouTube everything. I heard of a guy in San Antonio, so I'd drive to San Antonio. There's a guy in Austin. I'd drive to Austin, and I tried to pick it up. Then I came to California, and it was just rampant. And I'm pretty happy here.
And
You said Chinese stars, because I had a couple as a kid.
Yeah.
I never knew what to do. I tried to stick them in a tree. And I said, what is the practical application of a Chinese star? You throw it at your adversary?
Yeah, like, it would be like, well, supposedly they have poison, and they're quiet. I think they're also called shurikens or shurikens or whatever you want to...
No,
Everyone has a
ninjas
different-
carried them, right?
Yeah,
they came
right.
out at
Yeah,
night,
they-
late night, and that's it.
Carry
So
out.
did you ever get one, sharpen it, and throw it? It didn't fucking work.
No, it didn't.
Those fucking things never stuck in the wall. I had 1,000 of them. I used to throw them at everything. The teddy bear. Everybody was getting fucking stabbed. Nothing ever happened with those
Mine
things.
always ended up in the
Yeah,
neighbor's
they
yard,
didn't
and I'm
stick.
like, oh God, when they
Yeah.
mow the lawn, it's going to be
Because
bad.
they sell them to you, but then you had to take them to a hardware store to get fucking
Sure.
zzz, zzz, zzz,
Yeah.
zzz. And the guy would look at you weird. You know, you had a good relationship with the guy. You went in there twice a year for glue and paint. And now fucking, it's really amazing how martial arts, if you joined it early, you became this martial arts nerd, because I was.
Oh, I was.
And every time when I dropped out was when I went bad. And I'll say that for years. As soon as I quit in February. By March, I started smoking heavy. I would get high, but not when I was hanging out with the Karate Kids. When I was with the Karate Kids, we were looking at geese. We were looking at demonstrations. We would go and bulldog other schools. What's up, bitch? What's up, bitch?
Dojo bashing?
Dojo bashing. It was just, it was just a different
dojo
time for
busting,
that shit. And then you meet at a Burger King and fucking fight it out, throw sidekicks, and the teachers would get together. It was fucking silly, but that's what it was, Now everybody wants to fucking stab each other. Have they found War Machine yet?
I don't
No, but
think
Dog
so.
the Bounty Hunter's looking for him.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I just read it on the internet today. He called him out and told him you have 4 hours to surrender.
I read the statement, and I gotta tell you, it was very fucking disturbing, man.
Yeah.
It was, but you know what? We weren't there, and we don't know what the fuck could have happened. The guy was dressed, and they have him for 7 charges. I did see that, but I looked at the charges, and those charges were light, Jack. I read it a different way. If he took her in the shower, it's against her will. That's kidnapping. That's kidnapping, okay?
Sexual assault.
Sexual assault. If he cut her hair, there's some fucking heavy-duty charges there. I'm just telling you from Law and Order experience and from a personal experience of my own that when you take somebody from one dwelling into the other, it's kidnapping, okay?
Yeah, what?
It just ain't cool.
I was reading that, and I was like,
Oh, no, when you're reading it,
Well-
your neck hairs stick up.
but I was like, what is he going through? What is he going through right now? Because he's not like in his mind. I can't. He's not going to get away. Like, what is someone like that when you know they're coming after you? What is he going through?
Look, he's got a fucking grenade on his neck. Okay, so let's say he puts makeup on that, because that's what I thought of.
Oh yeah,
What
he
would
can't
I
hide.
do if
Yeah.
I was him? So let's say somebody said that he's in Canada.
Yeah.
He couldn't have been in Canada already. If he got in the car Friday in Las Vegas, when does he make it to Canada, Lee? Sunday night, maybe Monday morning, gentlemen?
You have to go Mexico, don't you think? Would you?
Do they check you going into Mexico though now? Yeah.
Yeah, they check you.
Yeah. So let's say he left Vegas at 5 in the fucking morning. Where would he go? Would he go fucking south to Mexico? Where the fuck would he go?
He's in a panic.
He's in a
Yeah.
panic. He's in a panic. He's got to stop and get money, clothes. That's an hour.
And he's got
By
to
that
get
time, the
lot,
cops had already been there.
He's got to get a lot of cash. He's probably got to, if he knows enough, to get rid of his credit cards, and because any transaction can be traced.
Yeah.
They'll catch him with
I don't
Twitter
know.
too.
I'm not.
But yeah, he's
That's
tweeting.
it.
He
Once,
has his phone.
once you go,
they probably
you
know
gotta
where
go.
he is.
The phone gets stepped on. That goes under in a lake. Boom. That's it. There's no communication.
Yeah.
That phone gets shut off. Then they pick up his car. God knows where. I mean, I can't imagine being him right now and feeling what he's feeling and the remorse he's feeling. Mix that with whatever makes him act that way and the anger. And guys, you see this ending a bad way.
Well, this guy had a history of assault, right?
He had a history of just fucking being a lunatic, man.
Yeah.
And he's pretty juiced up from most descriptions.
Well, and then it just happened like a week or two ago with the guy in Boston who like beat on his wife and then trains his dog to bite his wife. Another ex-UFC guy. That's fucking crazy.
It's not good for the sport. When that stuff happens.
Yeah.
I mean, they're individuals.
Well, there's been boxers that have bit their opponent's ear.
Sure.
I mean,
no.
He made quite a comeback.
There were people were mad because of John Jones and Cormier having that little tussle last
I thought
week.
that was awesome.
It's happened in boxing for years.
Yeah.
It happens in boxing for years. Two guys hate each other. They cross the line. I mean, I read that Duran book, how he insulted Sugar Ray's wife. That's how come he beat him. He told him his wife was a bitch and he was going to fuck her in the ass. And Sugar Ray nearly melted, But it's just, today I was like, what the fuck is this? Because I didn't know Dog the Bounty Hunter was on him. I mean, what is this guy thinking right now? I mean, I've been in that situation with people looking for you. What the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah.
Does he get made up? Does he turn himself in? He turns himself in, guys. It was all violent. So if they give him 18, he's got to do 17 and 3 fucking quarters. And I hear in Vegas they don't fuck around. That's what I hear. I don't know how serious they are. I know they give you time for weed and so for tying a bitch up and putting her in the fucking shower and cutting her hair off. That's got to be 10 years right there. That's without the fucking 18 bones broken. It's just a horrible thing. You know what? I don't even.
He bit out of the dude's face. Did you read that?
No.
The guy she was with.
No.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is just all speculation. This is just stuff I'm reading, but yeah. And he was a former reality show contestant or something.
It's just a bad energy to be involved around for some people who are highly volatile like that. Who the fuck knows what really happened when he got there. But our prayers from the church are with him. What are you gonna do, Lisa? Lisa, not only that, my prayers are with your fucking eyeballs. Look at them, Lee. What are you gonna do when you go home? Mom is waiting for you. What are you gonna do? How you gonna act with your fucking red shirt and your red eyeballs? You're like a big stop sign. You fuck. That's why I love you. Look at you.
Yeah.
Now we're big fans of music, man. Music is part of the thing here. The problem is YouTube cuts your fucking music off and shit, so the podcast will keep it. So that's the problem. I wish people would just let us play their music because it just makes sense. I would want.
Didn't you bring a CD? Did you?
Yeah, I got a CD.
Yeah.
We own it. At least the first 4 tracks.
All right.
It's us.
Do you sell these too?
Yeah, we give them away.
All right.
It's hard to sell music.
This is it.
Yeah.
This industry went. It's amazing how it's changed.
Yeah.
It's amazing that when I got to LA, I would go to that mall and get a coffee, and I'd walk into one by the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
What's that mall there? What's the name of that coffee place?
Sunset 5 and all
Sunset 5. What's that coffee place in there? It's been there since Jesus left fucking Chicago. First time I went in there ever, George of the Jungle was in there. I almost had a heart attack. What's his name? The young, good-looking...
Brendan Fraser?
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser. My second day, I got here Monday night. Tuesday, I was waiting online at the Laugh Factory to do 3 minutes, and we switched to go get coffees in that place. The point being, there was a record store in there, correct?
There was a Tower Records there.
Tower Records there, okay? How big was that? Just so people at home know, how big was that motherfucker?
Yeah, it was huge. But now Amoeba, which is in Hollywood now, not there on the Strip, but that's an enormous record store.
Yeah. How great is that fucking place?
Yeah.
For the music enthusiast, you walk into an Amoeba, it's like a fucking... It's like walking into gambling.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like walking into Las Vegas if you're gambling. Like when I walk into Amoeba, I make sure I have like the little credit card. Like the one that's got 340 on it, because you can't do that much damage. Because there's shit you find. Like I saw an album, I was looking for this particular Cuban album. And I went on eBay and all that shit. They wanted a yardstick flat. The cheapest who had it was $90. I went to Amoeba. They had the CD for $15.99. Bam! I bought 3 of them just to go, just in case if I ever lose it again. They've got everything at fucking Amoeba, and they got one in San Francisco already.
Yeah,
a couple fucking places. But it's amazing that there were 2 big record chains. Then the other one by Starbucks on the corner there, on the other side of Sunset.
There was a tower.
And there was something else on the other side of
But
fucking Sunset.
they're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah,
They don't even remember anymore. Yeah.
They don't even nothing. Like, that's it. So, well, the point being is that people aren't buying music no more, and now you have to tour like fucking savages to make, and at the end, even if you sell 8,000 tickets, they still come to you. You're in the fucking red. Yeah. By the way, insurance, hot dogs for the staff. Ooh, you sang one song too many. That puts everybody on triple overtime at $2,000 a fucking night. And next thing you know, you're like, what? You're touring to fucking pay your label. And it's amazing. When I don't know the people or the guy's name, but when I lived on Sunset, 1440 Gardner with Ralphie May and Ricky Cruz and all those guys down there was a kid named Martin, and he was friends with the kid would come over and he looked familiar. It was the kid who his band opened up for Rage Against the Machine on a big tour. And when I left, I go, that guy we were talking about money, and my friend's like, that guy could barely pay rent because they sing like 4 songs or something.
Yeah.
And everything goes to the record label to pay the studio time. He's dying. And I was in shock. You're opening up for Rage Against the fucking Machine and you're fucking broke. But, what are you going to do? Things are bad all over. That's why, Lee, why are you looking at me like a fucking matador?
What?
Well, he was saying, what's the train of success for a band, for a comic? It's kind of changed. Like, when we first started playing music when we were little, it was always like, get a record deal. If they could just see you, or you
make your demo and then you give it to someone and then they make your record better.
Yeah.
That's like what people used to do. So Tom Petty talking about that.
Yeah, and then there was the, if you sell out like the club, like you're in Jersey, and you just get 500 or 300 people to come every Friday night, the record company will find you. That was like one of their sort of things.
Now you learn how to use the Pro Tools or whatever, and you make your own record and you put it on, and you can do that. That's an avenue now.
It's amazing what a band could do in 2.5 years with social media today.
Yeah.
With nothing. But this would cost a band time and energy. Not a lot of money, but 5 guys that knew each other, that was serious about something, and they each had the same commitment, to get together, once a week to rehearse, and after 6 months play whatever. I don't know how the music business works, but what I'm trying to say is social media could really, because you just blast it on Facebook and Twitter, but at the same time you give them little pieces, you twit, the live performances, everything ties together, but it takes time. And people want to do it for 4 months and they go, this doesn't work. No, you fuck. You got to keep doing it. You got to do it the same way every day, and people one day will pay attention and go, why is this fucking Todd Lowe keep fucking tweeting me this fucking goddamn song every fucking day? And he clicks it on one day, he's like, I dig this shit. Now they listen to 2 of your songs. But it takes time. And I think that the same way Twitter worked for comics, it would work in the music industry for that. But now a musician, you control everything.
Joey, are you big on Twitter? Are you active?
Yeah, I really like it. It's worked for me.
Were you reluctant when it first started?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like, you don't want to give your jokes away. I mean, you write, you think of something funny, you tweet it. Does that go in the act? I've wondered how this works for comics.
Here it is. So, you fucking... Okay, let's get the elephant out of the fucking table. Robin Williams died on Monday. How long do you hear the first Robin Williams joke? Okay? So tomorrow night you turn on CNN or whoever the fuck TV show you watch, and he says that joke. Or any other topical joke. Topical joke is something not about yourself, but of the daily's events. And it's hysterical. Sometimes you might see some of the 6 o'clock news. If you could work that bitch by 10:45 at the Comedy Store, if there's 200 people, 100 of those watch fucking 6 o'clock news. They all watch the same clip. You already had the thing. You look like a fucking hero. How long is that bit gonna last you? 2 weeks. It's a throwaway bit. That's all Twitter is. It's a throwaway bit. I love these people that go, hey, guess what? L.A. Hootenanny at the Federal Tweet me right now. The first 5 people, you give away 5 tickets. That's fucking great. But I didn't see no value in that fucking tweet. Give me a fucking song and give me a funny tweet. Hey, you Texas cocksuckers, listen to this. Texas, what the fuck? Boom, they hear whatever, a little country, a little Billy Ray, whatever the fuck they hear. Lure them with something else. You got them involved. People on Twitter want to be involved. I've been on Twitter at 3 in the morning. You're talking to people in fucking England. There you are. You got insomnia. You got nothing else to do. Twitter for me worked as a writing tool for just something topical, man. Something that just happened, that your first reaction, your first real fucking reaction, because that's the only way you're going to get this to work. If you got to push the envelope a little bit. And that's what really comes to you. We're very nice people in this room. But when we see something, we see it in our twist. We don't repeat what we see. Those are our real fucking thoughts. Sometimes you got to put those in Twitter in 140 characters or less. And it works out. Lee, has it not worked out? I've been banned from both of them. I had a picture of my nutsack on Twitter for the longest fucking time. When I hit you with a message, you got a picture of your nutsack. But that's what social media is about. If fuck, every day I say it. If I was a plumber, I'd be on Twitter. Because it's 30% more business for you. I don't know exactly what the secret would be for music. But you saw me yourself. You give away L.A. Hottenany. Some you sell, some you give away. You put 5 songs on here. In the 80s, they used to make EPs. Rat released an EP.
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne released an EP. Give away that road, and then sell me the other 4 songs. Yeah. It's an EP. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Yeah. But there's got to be some way a band. Listen, 20 years ago, everybody went to Motley Crue. Everybody still 30, 40, 35 years ago, right? Yeah. What was the formula then? You went to that place. You got a wig. You wore tight pants. You shot
the hell out of the city.
You yelled and shit. You listen to Motley Crue now, you're like, what the fuck is this? These guys really did sell their soul. Some of the music is great. The rest of the fucking singer, you're like, what the fuck am I listening to? But what was the pattern then? It changes the same way it changes for a comedian. When I got here, you popped up on a TV show and you went on the road and people automatically came to see you. I got my first TV show. Guess how many people came to see me? Nobody. I got on Mad TV. That's like one of the best comedy shows people put on there from Mad TV. Nobody came to see me. Then they go, you got to get a movie. I got a movie. Nobody came to fucking see me. It changes. What is the pattern now? You know, how would a musician make Twitter work for them, or even a podcast?
Well, you can't put music. We're not as clever as a comic, so we're not going to put little witticisms. I mean, I don't know.
Nick's fucking clever.
He's clever.
Nick's clever.
He's clever.
Nick's clever. Nick, put pictures of you hitting people in the head with sticks. People love that shit.
We do try to put as much content on our Facebook page as possible, just to let people know we're still out there. You know, I'll occasionally put just some, because a lot of us are actors in the band, and so if they're on a TV show that night, we'll put a little clip about it or something. But and we'll put. You know,
I think there's an LA Hootenanny Twitter account. I know. I
Yeah.
never Twitter on my thing.
I'm not on
I
Twitter.
did it for a little bit, but I
Not
did
on Twitter.
Facebook.
We have a
Then my
YouTube
lady
channel.
caught me tweeting with other girls, so it was like I gotta put the
can't do
kibosh
that
on that, and I don't know how to do the privacy and hide shit. So it's like,
So let me ask you something. So you recurred on True Blood?
I was in the cast.
You bad motherfucker.
Yeah, it was.
Did you
good.
bite people in the neck?
No.
You were a fucking Vietnam vet.
Yeah, I was a vet, and my character died last season, but in this last season, there's ghosts and everything.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Now you take it up at that farm up there. My buddy.
Greer Ranch, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, because my buddy.
Calabasas.
Yeah, his girlfriend. She's a comic booker, and he runs the ranch or something. He's told me a couple times if I wanted to come up. I forget Jason something. I forget what the fuck the name is.
Yeah, I remember this
one
guy.
Of those edibles. A little guy. I think his parents. I don't.
Yeah, his parents own it.
Yes,
he's the caretaker.
Okay, right.
And then in the second season, we had this big tree that they made out of meat because this crazy witch lady was taking over the town, and I think he had to sit out there with the 22 rifles and keep the coyotes off
the meat tree.
Off the meat tree. Yeah.
How many episodes did you act in?
I guess about 60.
And are you happy it's over?
I mean, I like the paycheck. Don't get me wrong, and
Sure.
It was nice, and I'm hoping to find another TV show. But the role fit me like a glove, and the people were very nice. I know it sounds cliche, but we felt familial. But they hired me. the two stars, Anna Paquin and Steve Moyer, number 1 and 2 on the call sheet. They got married in the second season, so they hired me to play their wedding out in Malibu. So, yeah, it's a close-knit group of people.
Your wife in the show? Y'all are pals, right?
Yeah, we're pals. Yeah, she comes out to see us. And yeah, so I'm going to miss everybody. Everybody's going to go their separate ways, but I made contacts that I'll know for the rest of my life. Fingers crossed.
I love the diversity here. I love that, you know, you play music, but, you know, you act, but your outlet is your music.
Yeah.
Which is fucking beautiful. I mean, I wish people knew that life exists. That's just a dream life.
It's a dream life.
It's a dream life.
Right now, until the money dries up.
And even to be able to do it. Just to be able to have the opportunity to go do what you really love on somebody else's nickel, you know, while you're doing something. And on your other hand, you know, I like you, Nick. You're a bad motherfucker. You're a great martial artist. You know, you're a great jiu-jitsu guy. You taught me a lot how to breathe. You fucking taught me moves and shit. You know, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You just got inducted. You're in the Navy. I mean, the fucking Navy.
Yeah, that was a pretty trippy one.
And you're out now?
No, I'm in. I'm a public affairs officer. I'm a reservist. My dad was a Navy pilot, so I was always groomed to be in the Navy, be a pilot. And then my eyes went bad or something when I was a little kid. But
do you wear corrective lenses?
No, I got LASIK.
You got LASIK?
Yeah, like 10 years ago. It still works. But I was always supposed to be in the Navy, and my dad was an airline pilot too, so planes were like, we were all about planes. But I just kind of fell back into my parents were real supportive, just fell into the arts, martial arts, movie making, music. And I just eventually went on this Hollywood tour of the Navy that the public affairs department in the Navy does. And I was like, I always thought I'd be in the Navy, but I'm too old. And he goes, well, there's this program that, you know, you have a lot of media experience. And they kind of put you in the Navy. And so I went in I got a commission as an officer. And public affairs ever since.
And you still do tournaments, you teach it. How many nights a week you teach over at VMAC?
I do Monday nights, and our colleague program goes Wednesday and Thursday, but I just teach Mondays, and then I teach, I have like my backyard group I teach on Saturdays. We get to hit each other more and curse more and stuff, so that's kind of my out in the park, call it picnic style. Shoot the shit a little bit, you know, swing some sticks, tell lies, swing some more sticks. It's real laid back.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. When I got into comedy, I had just got out of prison, and I was married, I had a little girl, and I was a roofer, and I became an estimator for the company. And I was very content. I never dreamt about being in LA. I never even, it never even crossed my fucking mind. I would read about Igby's, and are you from here? Oh no, you're from. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I know a little bit.
I would read about Igby's and the Comedy Store and Pasadena, the Ice House. And I would, like, tears would come to my eyes that I would never have that opportunity. Like, I would never be fucking good.
I'm sure you've said this on your show before, but I've just met you. But where did you first go up? Where was your first set?
At the Comedy Works in Denver. That was my first set.
Were you living in Denver? Or?
I was living in Boulder. I was going to school in Boulder when I got pinched for drugs and the shit. And then I came out, you know, I was always like the guy in the corner on the bus. We're always talking shit. And then, but I'm not going to lie to the people at home or Lee or you guys. When I got into this, I always thought I would have a day job. And this would be Tuesday here, Thursday here, Saturday here. If I was lucky enough, maybe somebody come to town and shoot a movie. If I could be an extra, I would be very happy. And then this just moved so fucking quickly. Once I got into this, it was just one thing led to the other, and all of a sudden people were like, why do you even have a day job? And 1 minute you're in Seattle, 1 minute you're in a car to the Laugh Factory, the next minute you're back in a car and you're living on Sunset in a fucking Toyota, you know, and taking showers at Ralphie May's house and doing spots at the store and going on the road, and it just, you end up here. What a beautiful thing. Same thing with like movies and TV. It's amazing. I never ever thought I would ever get a role on anything. I never thought I was good enough or I could act. And I went to an NYPD Blue audition and I had a T-shirt with a whistle on. I kept going through Fox, and some lady popped out as I was walking. It was Libby Jordan, Libby Johnson, and she goes, "Are you here for an audition?" I guess so.
Libby Goldstein?
She works with
She did True Blood. I don't know if that's it.
the one. They're in an office like with two other, a guy and a chick or something like that.
Junie Johnson. And
Yes,
Libby
that
Goldstein.
office. Yes.
Yeah.
So I see her, and she goes, "Are you here for the audition?" Yeah. She comes out. Boom. I read it again. Okay, thank you. I'm living in a fucking hotel on Schrader. It's the hostel now.
Uh-huh.
I'm living in a hotel on Schrader. It's $40 a night. I'm doing blow upstairs after the Comedy Store. I have rubber furniture in my room. I have those little fucking towels with like cigarette burns in them and shit. And all of a sudden they're like, "Diaz, phone call." And I go down and it's my manager. He's like, "You booked basketball. You got 3 weeks on basketball for $5,500 a week."
Such a good call to
I'd
Yeah.
never heard anything like that in my life.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, 5,500 what? What the fuck are you saying? He's like, "They're going to give you $5,500 a week.
Plus a per diem.
For 3 weeks per diem." And he's like, "I got you a medium trailer." What are you saying? What fucking trailer are you talking about? What? And he goes, "But you got to join SAG. It's $12.50.
And you didn't have it.
I was minus 18,000. What $12.50 for SAG?
Would he lend it to you? Did you ask him? Because I asked mine, and they wouldn't. Yeah.
The last day, the production company wrote the check and said, "We'll take it out." And they never took it out, and there was a you ask me no questions, I tell you no lies. So SAG was on the arm. $12.50. Yesterday, I'm walking the baby in the cart, and I see a guy from the neighborhood. He's walking his little Chihuahua, a nice little Spanish guy. And we start talking. I've been watching him with the dog for like 3 years, and we're talking. And he goes, "Can I ask you a personal question?" I go, "What?" He goes, "How much did it cost you to join SAG?" I go, $12.50. He goes, "Those fucking thieves, they want $3,000 now."
Yeah.
$3,000 to become a fucking, and for what?
And you have to pay for your health insurance now, too.
Yeah, 3 bills a month. What is it, $300 a quarter?
It's still reasonable.
No,
but,
it's reasonable.
But
yeah,
it used to be free 7 years ago.
Yeah, it was free. Yeah. Oh my God, it's things have fucking changed, Lee Syatt. Look at you.
Yes, they have.
Lee's in the thing. Lee's in a fucking plateau. He's burning 800 calories a day. He hasn't fucking gone to the bathroom in a week. When I was a sophomore in high school, I didn't go to the bathroom for fucking like 3 days. We were on a bus from East Orange, New Jersey, to North Berry with a bunch of cheerleaders. I dropped a fart. It was the worst thing I ever smelled in my life. Girls were crying. It was fucking classic. They kept blaming it on the bus driver. Fuck it, Lee. You gotta go to extreme measures.
Fuck it.
You gotta go to CVS and go to the pharmacist, pull them aside and go, "Listen, I've been eating hummus for fucking 18 years.
Drink some coffee, man.
Drink half a bottle of whiskey tonight. You'll be fine tomorrow.
Yeah.
Some whiskey, some
half
coffee.
a pack of cigarettes.
And then sit there for a little while, wiggle the muffler, push. But don't push too hard. That's what killed Elvis.
Yeah.
Just push, maintain,
Is
get
that
up.
Prolax or something?
Yeah,
like
man.
that?
You got to relax, Lee. How the fuck don't you go to the bathroom? You know what? You don't eat cereal. You don't do nothing. You don't eat lettuce.
What?
You kill me. That's why. You
eat
don't
lettuce.
eat
Something green.
You gotta eat. I just went 51 years old. I went. They stuck a fucking camera up my asshole. They took pictures. I got the pictures at the house. You gotta see the tubes.
That's
you
a
gotta see
tweet.
that fucking hummus.
That's
They
a
ain't
tweet.
hummus. Nothing. And they gave me the whole picture. Pop, 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 pop. From, let's say that's the asshole. They show the camera go right up. Tight little fucking muffler. It even had that fucking twist to it at the end. And then they pop it open. They don't know how to pop it open. It's like they see my asshole, then they're in my ass. They don't show the fingers, nothing. They're fucking smart, those motherfuckers. They know I got Jew attorneys. They fucking. And then they show the whole thing, Lee, the intestines, the whole thing. I had 4 little fucking marks.
You don't want that.
And the guy said, "You look fucking tremendous. Keep doing what you're doing." I try to. You gotta eat the lettuce, Lee.
I eat lettuce.
When you go
I had lettuce tonight.
When you go, how much lettuce did you? You had like 2 pieces of fucking lettuce.
No, I had a salad
guarantee you.
tonight.
How big was the salad?
It was a salad wrap.
What
I got.
was in it? What else is in it?
It was just a Caesar salad one.
Why you? What kind of meat?
Chicken.
Chicken. What kind of chicken?
Charbroiled.
Right, charbroiled. They probably got that frozen shit from Rouse. You know how many chemicals that got in it?
Well, I don't know.
They all
Kale.
bond together. You gotta get it together, though.
Kale.
Talk to him. Todd, talk to him.
I don't know. I'm an alcoholic, man.
He needs fucking
drink it all up. Yeah.
God bless you, though. As long as you don't get help, don't become one of those pussies that taps out.
Quitter.
If you're an alkie, keep going at this point. You did 7 years on the show, you deserve it. So
Pressure.
Let me give some fucking shout outs here. We got shit to do and people to see.
Are you gonna play that CD?
We're not gonna play a CD. You guys are gonna play some music. Don't go nowhere.
I'm going to.
Nick, take a
Yes,
look at
sir.
the girl's picture
All right.
there. Rothschild, I love you. Bergie, we love the fucking, you know what I'm talking. Toke, Surveillance 702, always. Water Boxer, get it together, cocksucker. Amanda Salgado, Jason Seagars, Antonio Martinez, Dan Pizzini, and Jake Ryan. I love you, cocksuckers. Thank you for being part of the church of what's happening now. You know, we always try to give people shouts out. You got to make people's day. Lee, you're fucking mummified over there. What's the problem, Lee?
There's no problem.
You're sitting there like, you know.
Oh, he's not going to be able to get back in.
Huh?
He's not going to be able to get back in.
He's going to be fine. And who are you texting, dog? What the fuck? What the
No,
fuck?
I was taking
You're over there
pictures.
trying to text the girl on
Yeah.
the fucking map. They're going to charge you $800. Maybe I'll get you 10% off. Speaking of 10% off, onit.com. Fuck it. Today, I got I got 2 boxes of Strongbow.
Oh, nice.
But after my surgery, they already sent them to me. I got a little thing of fucking whatever. I popped it today before Egan Machado's fucking class. And I was
Tech
sweating
Sport.
up a storm, Shroom Tech Sport. And I fucking lasted. Me and the kid did some light fucking sparring. I did the class. Then we did more fucking sparring. Then this brown belt took me and fucked me up. He wasn't nice like you. He fucked me up, dog. He fucking did some shit to my shoulder.
Really?
That was high level. You ever get beat up and you're like impressed with the beating? You're like, God damn, he fucking beat me up good. Like it takes a man sometimes. That's why you learn. You're absolutely right. Sometimes that's why it's tough for a lot of people to go to jiu-jitsu. I hear that a lot of people can't take the tap. Me, I don't give a fuck. Go there. I
It's
want
a lot of trust, though, too.
Yeah.
Some guy's got his arm around your neck. If he decides to keep it on, he's a lot better than you.
Yeah.
That's rough.
And sometimes your arms get stuck and shit. You know, I always try to position myself as he's going and block one and keep that tap hand open. Oh, yeah, I keep that tap hand right fucking there. Anyway, you won't need that fucking tap hat if you go with onit.com. You understand me? You will never fucking tap with the hemp protein. I'm telling you right now, the chocolate, the acai vanilla, I fucking love it. Superb. You know, I truly believe in these people. Like I said, this is not just a supplement. This is optimization, as they fucking say. It's a different level for your body, for your mind, for your soul. It's like hitting somebody with the fucking sticks on the head. Number 2, I want to give a shout out to my main people, naturebox.com. You motherfuckers are always throwing heat in my heart. You understand me? Always. I got to start doubling up on you people because the fucking snacks are delicious. I'm getting slimmer. And you know why? Because the nutritionists approve. And I don't eat like a fucking savage. I open up the bag, there's zip bags. So when you get naturebox.com, you don't have to eat the whole fucking thing. Like when you buy chips, you got to fucking open up the chips, eat them, but then you feel guilty because you got to put that butterfly thing in. You know a roach is going to get in there in the middle of the night and it's going to fuck up your chips. So you say, well, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to eat all the chips because I'm going to get mine. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Not with NatureBox. NatureBox comes with a resealable seal. Trust me, I'm telling you, these snacks are fucking world class. I wouldn't be sitting here fucking dropping knowledge on you cocksuckers. Nutritionists approved. They're healthy. Most importantly, they fucking taste good. Look at this. People blowing their nose in the hallway. People doing blow. What kind of offices you got me in, Lee? Go to naturesbox.com. Go to the box. Press in
Joey,
Joey, get 50% off your first order. Tell them, Lee.
you get 50% off, man.
What the fuck you said?
That's
Like
half
a
off.
mummy and shit. 50% off.
I think that's your fault.
Tell Nature's Box we sent you. So what do? You go to the box and press
Joey.
naturebox.com. Joey in the box. You get 50% off your first order. Why are you fucking confusing me, Lee? Also, my brothers up there, David and Peter, my main dogs, up at naileditlife.com. They got the fucking vapor pens. They got people out there beeping like fucking savages on Lancashire in the middle of the night. They got vapor pens. What else they got over there? They got T-shirts on the website. What else they got? Nailed It.
Gummies.
Gummies. I don't think they can send the fucking gummies. That's
Oh.
against the law. You can't. If the cops come, you're gonna be like Cheech. You're on your fucking own. I'm not gonna go to jail for you for saying gummies. They're not supposed to sell gummies on the air. Lee.
Oh.
Get your shit together.
Well, if you're in their area.
Fucking vapor pens only. The best vapor pen on the market. Go to naileditlife.com. Get 20% off. What are you pressing the box, Lee?
You just mentioned Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz. Bam! And you get 20% off. And I want to re-welcome some of the best shit I've ever put on because I've been using them for jiu-jitsu. MeUndies.com. Sensational. Let's face it. You know how old your underwear are? Look at your fucking underwear. You know how long you usually keep your underwear? They did a fucking survey. 7 years. 7 years. You know what your underwear looked like after fucking 7 years? A skid mark on top
terrible.
of a skid mark, nut sweat on the side. You bust through the elastic where you had that whitehead on your ass. It pops. People know there's a little red dot on your ass. Either you got a needle or you got a little pimple on your muffler. You don't need that aggravation. That's why I like MeUndies. Plus, they work for jiu-jitsu. I fucking swear to God they don't come off. People have to put up with my hairy nut crack and the rash in my asshole. Who needs that aggravation? You just go in there to get somebody to fucking armbar. Go to MeUndies.com before September 1st and get 20% off. Take a look at the men's. Take a look at the women's thongs. Go to MeUndies.com. I'm not fucking around with you. I got them on dock right now, but there's 4 dudes in the room. I take my underwear out. I'm getting beat up with one of those fucking sticks. What's the code word for MeUndies?
Just go to MeUndies.com/Joey. And it has to be before September 1st.
Before September 1st, get 20% off your first order. And guess what? They send them right to your house. No more fucking stores. No more nothing. These things are fantastic. They don't have the pee hole. You get a little nut sack right there. Makes your nuts look fucking tremendous. Plus, it gives you an extra protection if somebody kicks you with a fucking toe. Sometimes in a karate class, somebody thinks they're cute, and they kick you with a free fucking toe to the nutsack. Who needs that aggravation? Go to MeUndies.com. Get your shit together. NailedItLife.com. Nature's Box. On it. Press what in the box?
Church.
CHURCH, Lee. Who the fuck you think you're dealing with? Some
Joey Bananas?
What plans you got for the weekend? I know you got the wife up at the house. What's going on?
She's going back tomorrow.
You're taking her back tomorrow. It's over.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do after Thursday? You going to sit there like a mope?
No. She's going to come back Saturday. I don't know right now.
What are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to take her where?
Might go see a movie or something. I don't even know what's out.
What fucking movies you going to go see? When are you going to make
Probably
your own
one.
little sex movie? Tell me the truth. Have
What?
you thought about it?
How about what?
Thought about making a sex movie?
Oh, God, no one wants to see that.
Who needs to see it?
There's no good angle yet.
There's always a good. Look at you. You're like a fucking. Let me wiggle for Uncle Joey. Give me a little wiggle. What? Stop it. Rhythm is gonna get you. Rhythm. Stop, you fucking sexy cocksucker, you. True Blood, what's going on, baby?
We're here. We're
You
in
ready to
North
play
Hollywood.
some fucking music? What about you
We're
there?
gonna sound like shit.
Yeah.
No,
we can do
man.
that.
No,
All right.
You gotta be fucking positive.
Oh,
What
we'll
the
be
fuck?
positive.
I didn't fucking.
Impromptu.
Yeah,
Impromptu.
this is like, hey, dog, just think of Alice in Chains on fucking when the guy was on heroin with no teeth. You think he rehearsed? You think he didn't go up there imprompt fucking too?
That's true.
Go up there, show him what you got. You got teeth. You
Shane
haven't done heroin
McGowan
in
didn't have
10
teeth
years
as well.
Who else didn't have teeth in their fucking performances?
Shane McGowan. Yeah, that's from the
He had one tooth, I think.
from the Pogues.
Nirvana was almost done. You know, you got to go up there and take a chance. Columbus did. You guys never know.
I'm gonna take that vote of confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh, we also played the American Legion over in Hollywood,
Right,
next
but-
to the old.
Hollywood Bowl.
That's a
Yeah.
great building. You ever been in there?
No, I don't know.
Do they do comedy in there?
They would. They have. Yes, they would love to.
Yeah.
I got married. You know, I had my wedding party at one of the cottages.
Oh. Really?
Did you know that, guys? Right by the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, those ones above it, or like?
When you, right in the front there, if you go down below, there's
Uh-huh.
like a picnic area. There's
Oh, yeah,
homes
yeah.
there.
Okay.
Whenever they have their parties in there, my wife works for a Hollywood Bowl. So
Oh shit.
come on now, I thought you fucking knew I threw you deep like that.
I do.
You think you're dealing with some fucking novice from 10th Street or something?
No, no
So
way.
talk to me about this Hall of Fame shit. You won the Hall of Fame. You got in there with Bruce Lee.
It's called the Masters Hall of Fame. Yeah, I was nominated, and it was a pretty good group of Filipino martial artists, and that was a big honor. It was a good time. But I have to say, Joey Karate, one of my idols. We used to make sticks and watch Joey Karate on YouTube. That was amazing.
That was a long time ago. I could throw some side kicks with Jesus, and I still got flexibility.
You got
like a
good
motherfucker.
kicks.
Yeah, I still fucking throw them at night just to stretch and get the blood in there. I love it, man. I love all that stuff. And when I got away from the martial arts is when I really fucked up. Now that I've been back in it, little by little, especially the jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu's got me baffled. I don't like things that baffle me.
It's
Like, I'm a pussy musician. Let's get this out of the way, guys. I didn't have the patience or time to get a guitar and go to the third floor every week and sit with some guy for 6 months, then go on my own. It's my dream.
yeah.
I got into this because, hey, once I heard the song remains the same, there ain't no turning back. I was at Gunther Brown's house. He had some chick that would only suck your dick on the toilet. He offered me a little heroin. I was 16.
Yeah.
I swear to God, he put on no quarter. I thought it was all over but the shouting. I joined Pastor Music and I joined the bass program. Did that for about 3 months. I didn't have the patience. That's my musician story, Lisa. Weren't you the flute guy in the band?
No, I did. I played the violin in the first grade.
Oh, Jesus.
For 1 year. It was terrible.
Did you ever do band?
And then I tried to do...
that.
I tried to learn guitar, but my fingers were too short.
All right, good. Thank
That's
you.
it. That's all of it.
All right, tremendous. You gonna play some fucking music?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's jam this motherfucker out. Shit. Lisa, how you doing?
I'm really high.
That's what you're supposed to be. It's Wednesday night.
Okay.
We ain't got time to fuck around, Lisa.
We usually have 8 more people with us to back us up or to help us out, fill out the sound.
How about turn my foot water to whiskey?
Little music tonight at the church of what's happening now. The respect. Gotta switch it up, people, from time to time. Like I told you, we come out and do the same.
This is
shit
a mic
every
check.
day.
How am I sounding?
It's not a surprise no more. I can come out here and curse and talk about Lee and eating somebody's muffler. Who gives a fuck, you know? You gotta switch it up from time to time with a little music. I like it, you know? It's soothing for the soul. Just to let you motherfuckers know we're in full effect. It ain't all about fucking coming here and insulting people. Talking shit, you know?
Are you just killing time till we're ready?
We're just fucking around, yeah, you know? We're just fucking around, just listening to some music. Sitting back, I know half of you is a stone to the fucking gills. You're sitting there thinking, what's next in my life? It's Thursday morning and I still don't have my shit together.
have to come up with
Yes, you do. But it's nice. Thank you for listening tonight. I'm sorry, I'm fucking around. I'm a little whacked up. I ate a half a cookie and a gummy bear with Lee, and I'm fucking out.
That's what the gummies were.
Oh,
Gummy
yeah.
bears.
I'm fucked up. I'll be at the Paducah Cafe on Friday night at 8 o'clock.
I guess we're ready whenever.
Let's do this shit.
All right.
Let's do this. Oh shit.
Well, I met the Lord Jesus and he showed me both his feet. He said, you sit upon the ground, kid, and I'll sit up on the seat. And so pick up your scrub brush, grab your washing pan. Get between my toes, kid, and I'll tip you if I can. Well, I commenced to scrub it on the sweet Lord Jesus' feet. I always knew he was coming, but should this be how we meet? With his arches pink and scaly, and there's blisters on his corns. Then I looked at my Lord Jesus and saw he was growing horns. That's how the devil turned my foot water to whiskey. And I can't remember nothing since that day. But that burning amber fluid that came a-leaking from his tootsies wept into my water, and it washed my cares away. So arm in arm with Satan, I went stumbling down the street. And I was rolling dice that Jesus Christ would save a space for me. And I've been cursing all the curing and cradling this disease that brought me credit cards and titty bars and bisexuality. 1, 2, and me, that's how the devil turned my foot water to whiskey. And I can't remember nothing since that day. But that burning amber fluid that came a-leaking from his tootsies wept into my water, and it washed my motherfucking cares away. Olay, hello, olay, yo.
for that black lady to knock on the door. That's so nice.
Y'all were laughing at something that was going on.
God.
I hope it was the lyrics.
Let me tell you something. Our other office, we were loud in there one day, and all of a sudden we heard some lady just banging. And she's like, stop smoking marijuana. And we weren't really smoking marijuana. And we're like, we're not smoking pot. And it was on the podcast. So I'm looking at Lee, and I know he's thinking the same thing. That black lady's like knocking on the door and go, what are you guys doing in there? That was tremendous. That was fucking tremendous.
Is that an original song?
That was an original song.
That's on here?
That one's not on there. That's on another record I have with my old band, Pillbilly Nights. But we do that song with the new band.
See what I'm saying? Lee? You learn something fucking new every day. Lee, you bring the tambourine?
No, I left it at home.
What the fuck, Lee? Lee, could you imagine that black lady? That's all I kept thinking of.
She should have let me know. I know I would have saved the yodel.
No, I love the fucking yodel. That's the whole patois. That's the backbreaker right there, you know.
Shall I return to the microphone?
That's amazing. You guys can just fucking pick up the guitar and just throw it down anywhere. I love it.
Oh my god.
What's the story, Lee? What happened? Lee, what are you holding that?
What's up?
Lee, why are you holding the towel like that for? You're like a fucking movie producer. All right, I'd like to thank L.A. Hottenany for coming in here tonight. Lee, where you at this week? Are you performing anywhere?
No.
All right, good. Stay home. Fucking do jumping jacks this week. Do something. I'm going to be in Paducah Friday night at some fucking cafe, etc. Come on down. Kids are allowed. I'm doing an R-rated show, so bring the kids down if they're fucking confused. Where's my boys at L.A. Hootenanny? Break it down for me.
Yeah.
We're at the Federal this weekend,
Yep.
right? Here
What
on
time?
Lancashire Boulevard at 8:30, 9?
8:30 to 10:30, 11.
Okay.
Kind of the early show, but we play a long time. And,
Yeah.
And you're upstairs.
Yep.
Bring your
a nice
dancing
one.
shoes.
Yeah.
Lee's going to go represent. He's bringing the tuxedo looking
You
sharp.
gonna do some of those moves?
Lee's a
What
fucking
moves?
savage.
The shake.
Lee was on America's Got Talent.
I believe it.
They said, all right. Fuck
For
it.
what?
I don't fucking know. Countdown for the sponsor. I'd like to thank On It Again, NatureBox.com, Nailed It Life, and MeUndies.com. Go over there before September 1st. Save 20%. All our other sponsors, I love you. Stay black. Have a great weekend. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now that the show's over, remember to go to naturebox.com and order great tasting healthy snacks at 50% off. Snack smarter in the new year with healthy and delicious treats like everything bagel chips,